Hello guys, welcome to my channel. So in this video, I am going to start with the forensic. Okay, so the forensic first year semester one. I'm going to start with the chapter. So what is the first chapter in this? It is history of forensic science. Okay, I'm going to write forensic science in a short form, that is FS. Okay, so this history of FS, forensic science. So what is normally history of forensic science means? Normally to the word forensic science, the crime word is always attached to it. So whatever, wherever the crime is happening, there the FS team would be absolutely present. So first of all, we have to know some of the terms. That is, what is a crime? In the simple words, we can say that crime, it is an offensive act which is uh, opposite or inappropriate for the law, which is totally against the law. Okay, so whatever the offensive act which is against the law is happening, that is known as crime. So in the crime scenes, we're gonna use the forensic science. Okay, so we have known normally brief explanation, that is what is crime. Okay, then so when are these crimes are happening? The crimes are happening from the beginning of the human race. What do you mean by different types of crime? First of all, let me list out like what are the crimes: the murder, robbery, theft, white collar, and type of corruption is not corruption is also a crime, but okay. Okay, so these are the different types of crimes happening. So these crimes have been started from the early stage, like before independence only. It is from the starting of the human race. Yeah, so to eradicate that, so many people are committing the crime, so we have to give a punishment to them. So that is the role of the courts, to give the punishment, to see the what is the crime and under which section it will come, and what will be the punishment. So that is all told about the law. So we can get a brief description that what is a crime. Okay, so that's why to whenever there is a crime happened, we have to get a solution. Like we have to know that, we have to analyze that what happened there, right? So for those all, what is the main important thing? That is forensic science. So with the help of forensic science, we can give a like we can analyze, we can again reconstruct the crime scene. We have many step process in it. So this subject is a very big, vast subject. Okay, now let's coming to the subject. So now if you have completed clear with what you mean by crime and crime scenes and when it started, let's get to the main thing. Now, the forensic science. Like first of all, let's take the word forensic. The forensic word had been originated from the Latin. So its origin is Latin. So in Latin, the first it is known as forensis. Okay, it's known as forensis. What do you mean by forensis? Forensis means which it is something which belongs to the law or like judiciary. Okay, something which is belong to law. Okay, so by from the Latin word, the forensic word have been originated. So forensic science, it is a type of science which is useful to solve the cases by applying some methods and principles, which is very useful for the law and judiciary. Okay, that is known as forensic, and the word is originated from the Latin, that is forensis, which is belong to the law. Now we are gonna see what is the definition of the forensic. So it is a type of a big definition only, but it is a type of interesting thing. Okay, so it is a scientific discipline which is directed to the recognition, identification, and individualization of the physical evidence. Okay, we're gonna what it is means, we're gonna recognize the physical evidence first of all, then we're going to identify that what is the particular matter of the identification, and then we're going to do the individualization, like under which category we're going to come. Okay, by this process these all processes are applied to the physical evidences. Okay, then by the application of the principles and methods of the natural sciences, so normally sciences are included in this now. Okay, so by them we're gonna give a solution, or we're going to find a crime. So this is about the definition. It is a scientific discipline which is directed to the recognition. You have to remember, like we have to remember by understanding the meaning of the sentence. Okay, so this recognition, identification and individualization and evaluation of the physical evidence by the application of what? By the application of the principles and the methods of natural sciences to give a solution to a crime scene. So this is it is a lengthy definition, but we have a meaning to that. Okay, this is known as forensic science. Okay, in short form, it is a natural science which is used in the crime scene methods. Okay, and forensic science, like forensic, is also known as criminalistics. Okay, criminalistics. It is also known as criminalistics, but it is used in the countries like US. Okay, it is that is another synonym term which is commonly used in USA. Okay, so these are the definition. What is the crime? What is the forensic? From where it is originated? And the definition of the forensic. So it is a very important points which I have said now. Now we are going to see like what are the branches of the forensic science according to the natural sciences. Okay, like we have normally the three branches according to the natural sciences. The first one is biology. Okay, biology, then chemistry, and then physics. So these are the three branches of the natural sciences for the forensic. So like in biology, when you combine the biology plus forensic science, then you can learn like about the physical evidences like soil. It is a type of life form, right? So biology means type of life forms, like the blood is there. So by blood we can analyze, and by the bodily fluids or sweat and etc. like hair particles, like those we're going to study in like biology plus forensic science. And then by chemistry means you're gonna see the arrangement of the chemicals and what are the chemical structures you're gonna do in that reactions and etc. will come under chemistry with forensic science. And by the physics, you're gonna see the calculation steps of the physics and forensic science. So these are the three normal physical branches of forensic science. Now this is done by our physical branches. Now we have many other important branches under the forensic science. Like we're gonna see, like first one will be anthropology. Okay, like first one is anthropometry. Okay, anthropometry. And the second one is fingerprints, which is a very important one, because the fingerprints, you're going to have a different chapter for the fingerprints and footprints etc. So let me give us brief one. So fingerprints. So what are fingerprints? As you know that fingerprints are separate for every individual. So no fingerprint can match with the another person in this world. It's like a unique thing, individual thing. So that can be a major reason, major physical evidence for us to get the suspect. Okay, that is the fingerprints. And then footprints, type of a thing in that only. It is like footprints. So you can see that with the help of footprints, you can know by the size of the foot, we can know that the age of the person, the height of the person, and also by some of thing like from where he have came, like those. Okay, that is by the footprints. And then documentation. Documentation means question documents. So documentation in the word is that we are having like document. So where you gonna preserve or save the documents, type of a file. So document is like something which is typed or written in the physical form, and which are like in a piece of a paper. Those come under documentation. So like this, it is very useful in our daily life also. Like whenever a crime is happened, now we're gonna record the crime. We're gonna do the FIR thing, or we're gonna file something, and we're gonna know the information, everything on a paper, and we're gonna keep it as a safe. So that comes under documentation. Okay, and then interesting. This is a very interesting subtopic in this, that is ballistics. Ballistics. So what is ballistics means? Whenever a crime is happened, it will happen with the different types of means, right? So like first one you can think of whenever you see in the movies also, it will be like guns. Okay, so guns means what you mean by it is nothing but like firearms. So when you use, we're gonna have a bullet in that. So but in this we're gonna learn about the firearms, bullets, guns. Like we can calculate that at from which distance it had came and by the which angle it came. Okay, that will become another ballistics. And then odontology. Odon, odon, yeah, odontology. So odontology means it is like based on the structure of the teeth. Okay, it is based on teeth and structure and like how old it will be. Like if you find any skeletons type of thing like that. And then is odontology. Then serology. Serology is purely based like biology only. Okay, so these are the main branches under the forensic science. So we're gonna write till now whatever the points I have said. You can write in the under the question if you get that what is forensic science, define forensic science like this. So these are the branches, the definition, like from where it have came. So this is about the forensic science. Now after this, we are gonna study about the like first of all we are gonna say about the history perspectives. See, the forensic science, it doesn't came like very in fashion, right? It had been come in account by it has come in account by some of the perspectives. Like everyone should be knowledge about that. In that in that type of thing, when it was earlier, we don't really have that TVs or newspapers, but there is a scientist, that is Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. He is a very famous because he have got this forensic science into the living world, like to educating and to know everyone that okay, forensic science it is used in the crime detection methods also. So remember him, that is Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Okay, so he is Sir Conan Arthur Doyle. He had made a fictional character. I guess many of you people also know that it is Sherlock Holmes. It is none other than the Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes. Okay, so he made a fictional character, that is Sherlock Holmes, and he have originated the series like crime detection method, like how to solve a crime, like how he solves a crime. Okay, in that he also uses some of the science applications to get the solution further. So after this only it came into the race to know and let the people, everyone know about the forensic science and its applications and principles where we can apply to make it very easy. Okay, so this is one of the thing, and you can also know that from where this forensic have been originated. Of course, this is not our name. It is he was from your forensic science is originated from Europe. You can add this point. Okay, so forensic science have been originated from the Europe. So like from Europe, then it is spread out all over the world. Like, and I will say about the forensic labs also, which were established in which year. And enough, even in India also, we're having for every state one of the forensic science lab, central or maybe normal forensic lab also. So from Europe, it is originated. And is spread all over the world. Okay, so this is about the history perspective, a small glance. And now I'm going to say the very important thing, that is the scientists and the fathers. It's very important and you can get easy the mark here. We have totally like 7 to 8 of scientists, in which one is very important. I'm going to say the last, that is okay, remember it. First is Matthew Orphea. Okay, the first one is Matthew Orphea. Or Sheila. Okay, sorry. Okay, Matthew Orphy. So he is known as father of toxicology. Okay, I'm going to write father as F. Okay, father of toxicology. So what is toxicology? Give a guess. So toxicology means, in the words of you're having toxic. So what do you mean toxic, which is dangerous? So what we can be dangerous? Poisons, of course, right? So toxicology means the study of the poisons. Like whenever you have a body, like we're going to examine that which type of poison is included in it. Okay, so that is study of poisons is known as toxicology. So let me read a small paragraph. Like, he is generally recognized as the father of modern toxicology, and in the early of the 19th century. Okay, you can mention the century, but it's not ever needed. Like in 19th century, he was from Paris, and he said about the methods for the scientific chemical analysis of the poisons. So that's why he is known as a father of toxicology. So which is a very demanded even till now it is used. Okay, and then the second one is Alphonse Bertillon. Oh yeah, I think catch it on right. Okay, the second one is Alphonse Bertillon. So I'm going to say that he is a father of the criminal identification system. Okay, he is a father of criminal. Next you can note it down. Criminal identification system. Identification system. Okay. So he is a father of criminal identification system. So why he have been named that? I'm going to say we have three parts here. So the first one, he have first discovered the anthropometry, where the first starting I have said you that the branches of the forensic science, right? So anthropometry. So he described about the anthropometry. He started it. So what is anthropometry? Anthropometry means it is a systematic procedure of taking a series of bodies measurement. Like we're going to take the measurement of the body to facilitate and distinguish one individual from the other. So I have a different body measurements, and it's unlike yours. So everyone have a different body measurements. So in this method, we're going to take the measurement of the body and we're going to distinguish that this is a different person, this is a different person. So that is known as anthropometry. And then the second one is photography. Photography, it is a very important step even till now. Whatever may be the crime, but photography is most important. Why? Because photography can keep the store the pics, like what at which state and how was the condition of that. We're going to take the pictures, right? So he have made this photography type of thing to come in contact, like in this phase to get into the type of principles methods for the crime investigation method. That is about the photography. He only did it. So he was the first to find its use in the criminal investigation. Okay, and then the third one, what he said is the technique of portrait parley. Portrait parley. So he said about the portrait parley, that is a third thing. So what is a portrait parley? It is a method of identifying a criminal by the gestures, by the imagination, like about the witness. Like when how the witness have saw. Witness is someone who have saw that. Like he is a main evidence, like eye evidence. Okay, and the culprit who have done. Victim is who have been suffered in that victim. Okay, so he will have a discussion, but this is a method of identifying the culprits from description provided by the victim or the witness. Okay, we can have a normal rough sketch when you see when someone gonna say about the facial features and etc, right? So those all come under the portrait parley. So what are these three? These three says us about, like, these two says about the identification of the culprits. So that's why he have been named as father of criminal investigation system. Got my point? So remember him because he have done the three things. Okay, if they're gonna ask like who is the father of this, who is the father of that, you're gonna remember that. Okay, so here this is only the big one he did, and now we're gonna have the third one is. So the third one is Francis Galton. Okay, Francis. Sorry, it's Francis. Francis Galton. So he is a father of fingerprints. He started the studying of the fingerprints. Okay, he is a father of the fingerprints. Okay, so he is the father of fingerprints. He developed a methodology of classifying the fingerprints for the filing purpose. As I said, everyone have an individual fingerprint. So he have started the methodology of the classifying them. Again, in 1892, he published a book also. He also published a book on fingerprints. Okay, by this it came into the observation by the everyone. So it is about the Francis Galton. You can remember like F and F if you want to remember a small tip. And then Hans Gross. So Hans Gross, you can think like he is from Austria and he is a lawyer by profession. He is not like in a science, forensic science field, but he is a lawyer by profession, even though he have published a book that is criminal investigation, because he spent many years studying and developing the principles of criminal investigation. So even though you have many sciences also, you should have a step by step like how to do a criminal investigation, right? So that's why he is a lawyer by profession, and he also published a book that is criminal investigation, which says us about the developing and the principles of the criminal investigation. Okay, criminal investigation. He wrote a book. So this is also a book. Okay, and this is also a book. You can just remember that. Okay, these are about the fourth scientist, and the fifth one is Karl Landsteiner. Karl Landsteiner. So Karl Landsteiner, he is type of famous for the study of the blood. So what is the blood mainly? It is the major physical evidence for the crime scene, right? So blood is a major thing, but if you have blood, you can examine that, analyze that, and etc. Why? Because you have different blood groups. You have A, B, O, AB, and AB plus minus. You have different types, right? So that's why he studied about the blood, and he also studied like under blood you can have like at which angle it has fallen, like from the up or from a distance, and etc. You have so much to study about the blood also. Okay, so then he studied about the blood that can be grouped into different categories, and he said that it is a major technique for the criminal investigation. Okay, so then we have Calvin Goddard, sixth one. Calvin Goddard. So he is like specialization in ballistics. As I said, your ballistics is like firearms ballistics. Okay, so he is the study of the ballistics, where he is from US. He preferred the science of the ballistics. He developed a comparison microscope for the comparison of the crime and test fire bullets to determine whether or not a particular weapon is used or not. Like we have many types of firearms. You have big guns, short guns, like so you can differentiate according to that, like which weapon have been used there. You can analyze that. So then he studied in the ballistics, and he studied about that, it seems. Okay, and then Albert Osborne, the seventh one is Albert Osborne. So Albert Osborne, he is for the documentation, huh? Okay, he is from the documentation. As I said, the documentation means question documents like how it is textured, how it is typewritten, and etc. Like I'm going to just read it out. Like developed the fundamental principles of document examination, which gave an acceptance to documents as a scientific evidence. So whenever you go to the laws also, like courts, they're going to ask you a scientific evidence like which is written in that, right? So scientific evidence by the courts. See, so he wrote a classical book called Question Documents, which is a primary reference book for the document experts. So he also wrote book about the question documents, and which is very important for the courts, whatever with the crime, so that will be gone to the courts at the last. So court will accept the documentation form only. So it is a very important major form. So these are the scientists, and as I said to you, the last one is very important. I'm going to write in the separately. See, the last one is, let me say the name, that is Locard, Edmund Locard. I guess you have heard this name already, that is Edmund Locard. Edmund. Okay. So Edmund Locard. So we have the very famous principle, that is Edmund Locard's principle. Okay. So he is a scientist. He said a principle. He have said about a principle. Okay. What that principle states, you have a sentence which is a very important sentence. That is, every contact leaves a trace. Okay. Every contact, note it down. Every contact leaves a trace. Every contact leaves a trace. So what do you mean by that? So I'm going to say that Locard's principle is applicable to all the crime scenes. So whenever a crime scene is occurred, let's just take an example as robbery, okay, which is a normal crime which will happens. So we're going to take an example as robbery. So robbery, like if you take a situation like a home, in a home there is a robbery has happened. So the thief will not come like from the door side. Of course, he can come by the window, because of course door will be closed. You think it is a night situation. Okay, when he comes from the windows, he will break the glasses, and then he will come inside, and then he's gonna theft whatever it is there. Okay, when he comes inside, what he is making, he is making contact with that home, like he is making contact with the crime. Now, when he is going, where after he thrifted everything, he have took the money and everything. Now, while going, if he will leave something. Of course, whenever a crime happens, something would be leave. That is known as physical evidence. So, of course, he will leave a trace. Even if you think he did not wear any gloves and etc., he came, he made a contact, and then while going, he left his trace. What is the trace? His fingerprints. Okay, that is his fingerprint. So that is the meaning of the every contact leaves a trace. So he said, which is a very big principle and is applicable to everything. So I guess you have understood till here what is the, this is very important principle. That's why I'm saying, stressing it so much. Okay, so these are the scientists. Now let us lastly recap of what we have studied in this video. Okay, the first thing you have studied, you should be crystal clear with the concepts. The first thing what you learn, that is crime, right? So what is crime, and from where it has, from when it have been came into human race and etc. And then you're gonna learn about the forensic science. Forensic science, like from where it is originated and what is the definition. We learn about the definition, from where is it originated. Okay, and then we have learned the branches in the forensic science. Branches in forensic science. Okay, and we also learned from where it came. From where it came on? Remember, it came from Europe. Okay, what is also known as criminalistics. And then we have studied about the famous scientist, or his which he made the fictional character, that is about the Sherlock Holmes. You can make a note, Sherlock Holmes. Okay, because of this only we got the scientific thing for the forensic science. Then Sherlock Holmes, and then we studied about the scientists, and for which they are specialized, like a from with their father. Okay, so these, and the last one we have studied about the Locard's principle. Locard's principle. So I guess you guys have got to know. So after you have completed this video, you note down these things or whatever you learned and write about the briefly what you think, and then you have make a tick mark. Okay. So this is all what we have learned in this video, and this is about the first chapter, about this history of forensic science. So these all are included in that. Hope you guys like this video and found it very informative. So I please request you guys to like and subscribe my channel, as I can post the remaining rest of the chapters also. Thank you.